Hello YouTube, it's normal hair Josh here, and I'm here with Game Dev Streams, episode 1. There is an episode 0 of this, where I spend an entire day with chat's help setting up the development environment. But that's all done now, we'll get everything working, hopefully. And now we can actually move on to actual game development and programming and stuff, so that's where I thought I would start the YouTube series. I'm just going to do a little quick explanation of what the game and stuff is. So I'm using Godot, obviously, because yeah, Unity went off the rails, and I never really liked Unity that much to begin with anyway. Well, for a while the changes have been terrible, but anyway, that's a whole other topic. The idea with this game dev stream is to just make the smallest possible thing I can that's like reasonable to finish. It's called making a minimum viable product, right? An MVP. So I'm just going to make something really small just to be like, look, I did make a game, here it is, it's finished, you can have it, right? Because I have like tons of games that, like game jam games that I've made that are like jankily put together and terrible and not really finished. You sort of can download them, but not really. Well, now I'm going to try to make like just a small thing, just a small little thing to start out. We'll see how this goes. You know, if it's popular or I enjoy it or whatever, then I can start doing bigger things. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little mobile game in Godot, a little Android game. Fuck iOS, because I don't have any Apple devices. And the plan for the game is it's going to be a vertical screen mobile game. I guess I'll have a PC version as well. What do you mean, what the fuck? Do you know how difficult it is to develop for iOS? Well, you need to have an Apple device in order to publish to iOS. You need a Mac. They won't let you do it on Windows. You need to be in the fucking Apple ecosystem in order to do it. It's so not worth it. Godot, I don't even think Godot outputs to iOS right now. It's an absolute nightmare, so fuck iOS, we're just making Androids. But anyway, the game is based on... It's based on an XNA game I made back in 2012 in university, which is based on a Game Boy Advance game which I made in like 2011 in university. That was like kind of popular and fun to play. You can hear all the backstory about it and stuff in episode 0, which will be an unlisted video, which I'll link down below if you want to watch that. But basically, the goal of the game is that you have a cube, and you can move the cube left or right, and there are other cubes that fall down from the screen, like they go that way, right? So these go this way, and you have to try to intercept them with your cube, right? Like, you have to try to get this cube to block this one, and this one to block this one. It's just simple, right? Maybe there could be a boost button, maybe there could be like other stuff that falls from the bottom of the screen that you don't want to hit. You could have like lots of different things that fall on top of the screen, but at the simplest core, that is all it is. It's called Blockris, because that's based on like what the old one used to be called for me. In that one, I think you could move in 3 dimensions, but for a mobile game, I'm just gonna use left and right, because yeah, we had a big old discussion about control schemes and stuff. Yeah, it's just a high score type deal, just a simple little, little thing. But yeah, it'll just be a super simple thing. The control scheme is like there's a left side of the screen and a right side of the screen. You can press either side to have the cube move that way, right? So you can play this with one hand, right? I've got my phone here. You can play it with one hand, like this, right, left or right, holding it in one hand. Just something super simple. I know this is like super unoriginal, super uninspired, blah blah blah, all that crap. But you don't start making a massive multiplayer MMO based on San Andreas or something, as your first game. So yeah, that's all we're gonna do. I've got Godot open. Does that keep capturing paint even when I minimize it? Wait, what the hell? I guess it does. That's kind of annoying. Okay, I'll just go over here and do that, I guess. So we got some game mode. So here's the proof of concept thing, or the test program I have running. So yeah, we went through all of this in Godot, getting all of this to run and stuff. Just getting this to work. But we have a blank scene. There's a button. We can press the button, and then we get this scene. There's text on the screen. We have a hi chat box. If I click the left of the screen, the cube moves left. If I click the right of the screen, the cube moves right. And if I move my mouse between the threshold, it changes position. And you can see it just moves left and right. Obviously, super slow. None of this is gameplay. This is all just, hey, can I actually check where someone's clicking, right? And then, more importantly than that, I then built it to my phone. And now I have it on my phone as well. So here is Start XD. And I can press Start XD, and then here's this, and I can move, it doesn't look like it, but the cube moves on my phone based on where I'm touching the screen, right? So getting it to build on mobile is also important. So I've got it running on my phone, we're all good, we got all that stuff, and yeah, that's the general gist of what the game's going to be. The plan for today, now that I've got the basic, like, you know, can this actually work? Does the tools I have work? Can I actually build things? Can I check positions of things? Blah, blah, blah. That all works. So now we can get through to the actual making of the game. So let's make some gameplay today. Let's open... The first thing I'm going to do is open the scene. I'm going to rename this gameplay. Okay. Hopefully this buttons association has now... wait, this doesn't have a script? Oh, it's the main menu that has a script. Oh, okay. What's the main menu script? On Bhutan, main game scene. Yeah, and it's the gameplay scene is one loaded. Okay, cool, perfect. On Bhutan. I really should name these things better. That's gonna get confusing. Okay, right. Anyway, it followed the thing through. So gameplay scene. So did anyone ask yet why you're not using Unity Lamo? Yes. What the bot? What CC? Oh, the bot isn't even running. Classic Botimus. Come on, Botimus. There it goes. Bot Unity. There you go. There's a big old bot command about it if you wanna. If you want to read. Okay, alright. Yeah, so obviously it's going to be a bit slower paced. I'm not quite sure how the YouTube video is going to look. I'm probably going to, like, cut back and forth in YouTube a lot, hopefully. And, yeah, I'll keep YouTube stuff progress updating when I, like, get stuff done, or if I have an interesting discussion or whatever. Okay. So this is one way we could possibly change the game's difficulty. We can have the size of the player, which I'm just trying to figure out, like, how big to make the player right now. I've been messing around with, like, sizes. Right now that's like 32 pixels, but that's like way too small, right? Especially on like a phone. But like the size of the player could be scaled in order to change the difficulty. So as a game designer, you want lots of these like variables that you can change in the game to change difficulty. Like the naive way to just do difficulty is, like as Omega said, speed. Like just make more cubes more fast come down, right? But at some point that becomes unsustainable, right? Like at some point the cubes per second are like greater than your cube can move left and right or whatever, right? So at some point that becomes impossible, and you want the game, you don't want the player to feel like, oh, the game just gets impossible at this point. I guess that's, you know, I'll give up with this. I can't possibly get a higher score anymore, right? You never want the game to feel impossible. For a high score game, we want it to go on forever, theoretically, right? So you don't want the difficulty to just like to be a brick wall like that. So having more ways to change the difficulty is better. I'm trying to think, I'm sure there's other games like this where like they zoom out the camera and make everything smaller as you progress to make it harder, like subtly. I'm trying to remember, I can't think of any examples. But this is definitely a thing games do. But I'm just gonna take notes like this. Like whenever I think of a thing like that, I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I'll just write this down real quick so I can read through my notes later. Floated like that? Okay. Of course, you need a cap for downscaling as well, but like there'll be a certain amount you can downscale, there'll be a certain speed you can make the cubes, there'll be a certain rate at which you can spawn them. You know, if I have like other objects that can kill you instead of the ones you want to hit, there's a certain number of those I could spawn instead, you know. But just the more of these tools, like the more of these things I have, the better. right? Because that gives me more options for difficulty, not just like exhausting the ones I already have. That's all. So I'm just going to write that down, and now I'm going to go back to trying to find a good starting size for the player. I think is going to be like a lot bigger than what I have right now. Let's say for more like maybe even double that. What did I have him at? 64. Let's try 128. Yeah, let's try that. Let's just have a quick look. Like this is obviously just like feel stuff. Like, yeah, that's a bit better. It could start at 128, I suppose. But obviously I can't test the game. I can't balance it. But this is just like I'm having a feel for it. I feel like that's a decent size. Maybe even bigger than that as like a starting size. But if I'm going to have scaling, I can't do pixel art because that will look really weird. So I'll have to have like whatever thing I make. Most important to check size on my phone. Yeah, I feel like that might be a good idea. Yeah, maybe I should check it on my phone as well. I'm just trying to like gauge. I'm imagining I'm looking at it on my phone on this. But yeah, let's build to my phone real quick and have a look at the size there. Boop boop doo. Why is no remote debug export presets configured? Excuse me? Why is that not configured? Excuse me? Oh, hey, thanks.
QKzer just resubscribed for 10 months. Don't let the cubes hit the floor. Don't let the cubes hit the floor. Don't let the cubes hit the floor.
Very good. Very good, yes. Why is this export thing not configured? How did I get this to work last time, this quick export thing? Maybe if I just build it once, it'll be okay. I know you guys can't see what's happening, but I'm building the game at the moment. Okay, it was built. Fantastic. Why is this button not here? No remote debug export presets configured. It is, my phone is connected and it is in debug mode. Maybe I need to do the ADB thing again. I don't quite remember how this works. We'll figure it out. Let's just slap the APK on there manually real quick. Just for now. Finding files in file systems. Boop-a-doop-boop-boo. If you start ADB, it should allow you to accept the security key. Is that what I need to do? Okay, let's just do this real quick. Slap that over there. Yes, copy and replace. Yeah, this is obviously a lot slower doing it like this. Files. We'll get that to work in a second. Files, downloads, Blockris APK, update. Yeah, I know it's unsafe. Yep. Install anyway. God, they don't make that obvious that you can do that. Okay, installed. Run. Size. Yeah, no, that's a good size. Yep. I don't think I need to check it on the phone every time. Okay, that's a good size. We're going with that one. So here's what I'm thinking about. What? Okay. So here's what I'm thinking about this. There's two options for how we can do this, right? We can have the player takes the input of like where the mouse is and stuff, right? Or do we have the input, like all the players' input go to a game controller, and then does the game controller like tell the player sometimes if there's stuff, and then like if we need to go to like other stuff that needs controlling, then the game controller can tell that the input as well. Because if we do it the left way, which makes sense, like if I press left, I want the player to go left, so the player should be reading that. What if we then add an extra thing, right? Then we need to implement input and have that itself its own, like, this would have to be its own thing, and this would have to be its own thing, as opposed to just having one big thing like this on the right. Yeah, I think that now that I draw it out, now that I draw it out and think about it, the right side is definitely the correct way of doing this. Yeah, I don't know. I just needed to. I'm a very visual thing or whatever, right? So yeah, we're definitely doing it the right side. Okay, glad I figured that out. Back to the code. We will make. This will be the player code. We will make a new script. We will rename this game controller. And we will have a script for game controller. Oh, hey, thanks.
Zephyr_Cloud just resubscribed for 39 months. Hello, Josh and Game Dev Chat.
Is controller 1 or 2 L's? I don't want to fuck that up. Controller. It's 2 L's, isn't it? Okay. It's two L's. I've already fucked that then. Game controller. Okay, there we go. New script. Game controller. Okay, that would really piss me off if I fucked that up. Okay, so we got a new script called game controller. In here, we will handle the input, and we will have a function for the player that says, like, we'll have like a public void that says go left, and we'll have, like, you know, a public float, a public void that says go right, or whatever, you know. Or maybe there's a better way of doing that, right? Like left input, right input, or whatever. Like this obviously would be a bit unnecessary. We would maybe have like movement and then like a float, a bool of like left, right? You know, but we'll figure that out. But anyway, we got the game controller, and in here we will do input. So we will in process if input all of this stuff. So we take in process all of this stuff. Touch position we'll need. Touch position's affected too up here for some reason. I don't know why touch position is. Oh yeah, movement speed. Right. Okay, we don't need this. So this we don't need. This we want as go. Oh shit. Which way's which? Go right, and this one is go left. Sorry, player go, and then, yeah. Platter, player go right, okay. So, this is a very basic input thing, right? But yeah, we will want the game controller to handle all the inputs, so we only do this once. Because what if I press a button, what if I press a boost button? Then I want to be able to, like, capture that up here, right? So we'll do that. And then player left, player right. We'll have, I guess the player would have some kind of physics on them, so we'd probably do that here. Is there a rigid body? Wait, hold on. Add child nodes. Rigid. There's a rigid body 2D. Do we need that level of physics though? How is collision detection handled in Godot? Wait, we need to look this up. Okay, area 2D area nodes provide detection and influence. They can detect when objects overlap and emit signals when bodies enter or exit. Areas can also be used to override physics properties such as gravity or damping. Yeah. There are 3 main uses for area 2D: overwriting physics parameters, detecting when other bodies enter or exit a region, or what bodies are currently in a region, checking other areas for overlap. By default, areas also receive mouse and touchscreen input. Okay, interesting. So I just want contact reporting. Okay, so area 2D, how get contact reporting. Using area 2D. Okay, here we go. Area properties. Area defines a region 2D space, which will just be the A cube. But can I hope what I can do... Unity has a problem with this, is like, you can't... Certain types of collision can't, like, actually influence each other. There's certain types of detection. So I hope an area overlapping another area gives me a signal, because otherwise that's going to be really fucking shit. Oh, here we go. Perhaps the most common use for Area 2D nodes is for contact and overlap detection. When you need to know that two objects have touched but don't need physical collision, you can use an area to... Oh, perfect. Oh, thank God. Okay, right, this is exactly what I want. For example, let's say we're making a coin for the player to pick up. The coin is not a solid object. The player can't stand on it or push it. We just want it to disappear when the player touches it. To detect the overlap, we'll connect the appropriate signal to the Area 2D. The signal we use depends on the player's node type. If the player is another area, use area entered. Hooray! Okay. Okay, so area entered. Right, okay. So our player will have a detection for area entered. Oh no, I guess the enemies should have the detection for area entered, because they should only enter an area if it's with the player. No. No, the... Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, the problem okay, let's explain this new problem. I'll explain it so that I can figure it out myself. If we have... Oops. If we have the player, right, and it has hit detection, and we have the enemies... and they have hit detection, right? If I put on the player, if we have the hit detection on the player, when the player touches a thing, I want a thing to happen. So we can do, when the player touches a thing, it gets the other thing, it deletes the other thing, and then our score or whatever goes up. That's gonna have to be a game controller thing, isn't it? Maybe the game controller should be checking? Okay. I don't know whether I should have the code on the player's side, so if the player touches an enemy, it tells the enemy deletes itself. We find the enemy, we delete the enemy, then we increase our score. Or do we want the enemies to be the thing that when it touches the player, the enemy deletes itself and then increases the score? Because I think it's more likely that these cubes could touch each other, and we wouldn't want them to trigger that way, but the player can't touch another player. So I think this should be on the player's side. Yeah. Okay. I'm just just thinking out loud. Okay, so the player is the thing that has the detection. The player is the thing that has the area entered. And if the... Yes, this is better, actually. This is much better, because... Okay, there's another reason this is better. If... let me open Paint again. Say we need to do collision detection, right? We want to detect if the player is touching anything. So we detect this area, right? We detect this area, and then we're done. If we need to do enemies, we'd have to detect this area, we'd have to then detect this area, we'd then have to detect this area, right? But if we just do it with the player, we just have to detect this area, and that's it. So this is much more efficient. Yeah, exactly. Hell hamster just typed what I said. Okay. I'm just taking my time. I'm just trying to get this right. Okay, so area entered has to be on the player. So that's fine. I can do that. Okay. Are collisions symmetric? I.e., if an enemy moves onto the player, does the player collision event trigger? Yeah. They'll be both area 2Ds, so it should be symmetric. Yeah. Think of it this way: if you add different enemy types, pickups, etc., would you want the player to handle them all? The player should tell the enemy, "I have touched you, do your thing," and then the enemy should be the thing that does the thing, right? So it should be the enemy, when it touches this, the player tells the enemy, yo, we touched. And then the enemy goes, okay, do this. So then the enemy pluses the score and deletes itself, right? The player doesn't have to remember every enemy type. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. That's embarrassing. So, okay, let me do this again because we didn't see it. If the player touches an enemy, right? We want the player to go, yo, we touched. And then we want the enemy to go, okay, we touched. I will do my thing. And then it does the thing and gives you the score and then deletes itself, right? And then if we touch like a bad enemy, like let's say a thing we don't want to touch is a triangle. If we touch the triangle, all the player has to do is say, yo, we touched to the object. And then presumably we'd have an enemy template so that it would understand, okay, the same way and go, okay, and then blah, kill you instead, right? I think that's the better way around. So player has the hit detection, but the enemies have the logic for what to do when we touch them. So that, yeah, I can just program the behavior on every enemy type I add. And also it's modular, so if I add a new enemy type later, I don't have to go back into the player script and add new shit into the player script. Yeah, that's the way around we're doing this. Okay, let's write this down in text. So, see, this is why. This right here is why I hate when things are done in the editor, because I'm like, oh, it says, oh, if the player is in another area, use area entered. However, let's assume a player is a character body, and therefore collision object. So we'll connect the body entered signal, right? And then it's like, here's the code. Where is body entered? It's not here. It's in the fucking editor, isn't it? That we can't fucking see. It's in this. Oh, I wish it would minimize. It's in this. So if I add a child node of rectangle 2D, oh sorry, area 2D, it's in this shit here, this little tiny crap, and there'll be body entered and area entered. It's in this, and I have to fucking add this. I want to add this with code. There was a way I could do that, wasn't there? I did this before. It was at the main menu. Yeah, git node, yeah, dot press, that was what we did. So we would do, yeah, this plus equals, so does this dot pressed work? Oh, well, I guess that isn't the object, but yeah, if it's of the area 2D. Oh, I'll have to git child. Anyway, I hate having shit like that in the inspector only. Like, damn it, the docs should have fucking... The docs should not be saying that. The docs should say, here is the code on how to use fucking area entered, right? Don't just connect a signal and then have this little note here that says, oh, I hope you know how to connect signals. For fuck's sake. Anyway. Rant over. Fantasticamundo. Alright. So now we can move left and right. And we cannot move off of the screen, no matter how much we try. Fantastic. Obviously this is like, there's not an animation or anything for it, but, you know, we're a long way off of that. Okay. Ah! Don't maximize that. Fantastic. I hate this, though. I want, like, a new vector 2 of new position. And then I want to equals position. And then we want new pos this. New pos dot x. And then at the very end we do position equals new position, like that. That's what we want to do. Vector 2 should be mutable. I don't know what that means. Yes, that works, right? Obviously, right now this is like fucking frame rate based. Now it doesn't work at all. You are adding the direction. Oh, right. Yep. You are absolutely right. Whoopsie doodles. Yep, I forgot to change that to new position. Yep. Thank you. You just saved me having to think about that for a second. Okay, there we go. Alright, okay, cool. Perfect. Fantastic. Yes. Continue on. Okay. This should work. Oh my god, here we go. Hooray! I'm still way too slow, but, you know. And I'm just spawning, like, a billion things, right? Randomly. Fantastic. Okay, good. So I have a bunch of fucking squares that fall down the screen and I can touch those squares. Yay. Oh, Jesus, this is slow going. When I do game jam stuff, I don't worry about writing the code correctly. I just write it and I get that shit done real quick, but then it comes out really bad. But admittedly, I haven't done that in like a couple years either, so I'm just out of practice in general. I'm just like painfully feeling my way through this. I did up the movement speed to 400. Why is it still so slow? 800. Is it not updating? Oh yeah, no, there we go. So fast. Right, so what we actually need is some kind of logic to determine like where to spawn the cubes and all that stuff. But anyway, I got basic shit working. Also, this is really awkward having to like... on PC, I'd rather have a slider of like where to aim the cube, I guess. Oop, yeah, because like having to move my mouse to like the correct side of it feels really weird, but on mobile this probably feels better. Let's try on mobile real quick. Remote debug. Go, Android. Building. Oh, what? Oh, that's not ideal. Okay, the touch is kind of awkward. If I use two fingers... If I put a finger on the screen, and then put another finger on the screen, and then lift the original one, it then doesn't start obeying the first one. That's kind of awkward. Hold on. Is it because it's not mouse button left? If I touch a second time? Or... Huh. Why is that not working? No, it's not a stalemate between left and right movement. If I touch once and I touch again, if I touch on the right, the cube will start moving right. If I touch then on the left, the cube is still moving right. And then if I release the right thumb, the cube doesn't then move to the left. Yeah, does a 2-finger tap do a right click or something? But then once I lift off, it should stop, right? Didn't I test this? I swear I tested this, didn't I? This is one of the things I tested. Oh, I'm gonna have to work this out now. This is specifically one of the things I tested to see if multi-touch worked. I specifically tested multi-touch. God damn it. Okay, here we go. This is going to work on my phone. Okay, we're going. I can press the start button. Hooray. Now inputs don't work at all. Fuck. The inputs don't work at all. Is that now because... Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, my options are... Have the touching of the screen emulate a mouse... so that I can press the start button. Or have not that happen and have the touches just be touches so that I can move around. Fuck's sake, I can't push this button. Is this not a touch button? Is there a touch button that I need to add? A touch screen button is what I need. Okay, there we go, right. That's what I'm doing wrong. Okay, alright, we got it, we got it. We want... oh. This is different to this button. Now mouse will stop working? No, because mouse is emulating touch, that's okay. But this is like, it wants a texture, I can't just write in it. That's fine. We'll make a texture, we'll make it be... this. And we'll make the transform, we'll make this like 60 by 60. 600 by 600. We'll put this here. We'll get rid of this button. Okay, and then in the main menu script, we need to git node button when it's pressed. Is that what the thing is called? It's called pressed as well, so we just need to replace this with touchscreen button. Okay, right, this should work now. First of all, let's make sure it works on PC. What a silly issue. Okay, we have a button. I can't click it! No! Why do they... Oh... I can't believe it. No way. Even though I have emulate touch from mouse turned on. So I need two buttons. I need a PC button. And the type is still button. Oh, hold on. No, you might be right. Hold on. Git no, yeah, it's a touch screen button. Wait, you might be right. Hold on. Wait, it's okay. Hang on. Hold on. Oh, thank God. Hey, it was just the wrong button type. Okay. But now I can't click here. Why can't this? Why doesn't this work now? Is it because it's unhandled input? Let's just try regular input. Oh my God. Okay. Right, okay, unhandled input doesn't work. Why doesn't unhandled input work? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Whatever, we're getting there, Okay, it works on PC. Please work on my phone. Please work on my phone. Please. Oh, Christ. Okay, we're going. It's going, it's loading, it's building. Oh, it's building. Oh, the app disappeared on my phone. Oh, the app reappeared and opened. Okay, I can press the button. Hooray! It moves. And yeah, it uses the averages of my finger positions. Oh wait, no it doesn't. Oh my god, it's exactly the same issue. What if the index is zero? Ah. This doesn't work. It doesn't work because if it's the first touches that's released, oh wait, it sometimes works. No, if I keep my finger completely still, it doesn't work. It's only once I start dragging again that it works. I guess clear the list every frame and add for every tap. And that's what I was doing. We'll try like that. Oh yeah. This should work. This should work. It should be okay. If I just only handle screen being touched here, it's fine. No, no, this doesn't even work. No, this doesn't work because I add the touch position. No, it should work because it should just move towards the direction even if this isn't... Wait, what? No, hang on. What is happening? I need to just sit here and experiment with this. I know you can't see it, but I need to just experiment. Some reason, okay, I'm holding... I hold with one finger, I hold with the other. And like if I just it's which finger I move last that works. Changing an iterable while iterating is really a good idea. True. Very true. Anyway, every time there's any input event, we get the list of the events. Right? We just get a list of the events ourselves because this doesn't give us a list, it only throws, right? Okay. Then if the list, every time we process a frame, if there are things in that list, we assume the screen is being pressed. We then, I guess this should go in here. We then iterate through everything, every touch in that list, and we take the position of the touch and add it to this vector 2. Then, if that touch isn't a drag, if there's only one non-drag touch, and if that non-drag touch is not a release, the screen isn't fucking being pressed anymore, right? If the screen isn't fucking being pressed, if the screen is fucking being pressed, then we divide the touch position by the count of touch positions, which will be more than 0, hopefully, if we got that far. So we divide this by the number of touch, the touch positions. Oh, wait, but that's going to happen every frame, isn't it? No, we should only be doing that... Yeah. If the... Oh, fuck. Wait, if the screen's being pressed, we just want to move there. We don't want to recalculate the position every time. This needs to be in... this. There we go. Alright, fixed. That was almost a bug. So touch position, then at the end of this for each, we then divide touch position by the number of the things in the touch list, so we get the average position of the touches. So say I touch one at 1010 and another touch at 2020. 20 plus 10 is 30, divided by 2 is 15, and 15 is the middle number between 10 and 20. So we get the center of the touch positions. Okay, we get the average touch position. Then, if the screen is being pressed, which we determine by if there's anything in this list of things being pressed, which is true, unless that thing is not like the fucking failure state, or it's not actually there's a touch, but not really lol. If it is being touched, then we move towards where it was last calculated as being touched. If I put both my fingers on the screen and I leave them both in the same position, we don't want to recalculate the touch position, but we do still want to move towards it. Then we clear this list, because unless there's a new touch event, we don't need to... wait, fuck, that's not going to work! That's not going to work. Because, okay, say I touch in two places. I touch one finger in one place and another finger in another place. I have two touches. Then I move one of my fingers, but not the other one. I only have one touch now. So this still doesn't work. Fuck. No! How do I handle when I only get an event for one finger, but the other one is still pressed? I'm going to have to keep track of the touches themselves. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to keep... just reassign pressed and position. So if I get a release event, how do I figure out which touch that is? I guess the index? I use the index. So I need to add these at the index. So instead of clearing this list every time, I just want to clear it if it's a release thing. There is an identifier on input event. I get an index for the touch event. So, fucking shit. Damn it, I have to redo all this. Okay. Run it. Oh my god, here we go. Count as a method. Oh, my bad. Whatever. And it doesn't work. The cube is now stuck forever on the left. The right, and I can't click it over. And it doesn't work. This is not a... what? Int to string. To string. Did we forget a thing? This isn't updating at all. What the fuck is even happening? I think Google Drive is being fucking stupid and stopping me from saving these files. Google Drive, stop. Stop eating priority on the file. Let me edit it. Fucking stop. Okay. Right, there we go. That's what was happening. Right, okay. So the touch is only ever 1, but it's only ever going to the side. Did you forget to reset touch position? Oh, right. There we go. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, that looks promising. Okay, it works with the mouse. It works with 1 touch. That's good. It works with 1 touch. And it keeps track of the number of touches correctly. Even if I release when I'm dragging the mouse. Okay. That's a strong start. Let's see if it works on mobile. Here we go. God, this is such a fucking convoluted way of doing this. I wish that I could just poll the touch inputs. If I could just poll the touch inputs, this would be so unnecessary. Wouldn't have to track touch events. Oh my god. Okay. I think it works. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Chat, it just works. I haven't found a single way to fuck this up yet. Oh my god, I think it works. Look. It just fucking works. Oh hey, thanks.
Sevita just subscribed.
It just fucking works. And if I move this further to the right, look, and if it goes less further to the right, so it's like the average of both positions. Hooray! Thank you, chat. And learning about dictionaries was good as well. I can imagine times where knowing about the dictionary is super useful. So thanks for that. I didn't know that was a thing. Having like a key like that. So yeah, if I want a list of things but only ever have one of those things in it, I don't have to like fucking check the entire list every time or whatever. I could just use that. Ah, alright, lovely. Yeah, and if I touch with like 4 fingers it works. Oh, beautiful. Hooray! Thank you, chat. Learning! See, this is the sort of thing that I would find a jank way to... I would program a lot faster if I was just doing this by myself. And I would have found a jank way to do this myself eventually, but we don't need this touch. Oh my god, I can clear up this code! Oh my god. We can clear up this code so much. We do not need this ball. We do not need... That's it actually, right? Yeah, okay. I just wish touch things was a bit... maybe touch dict dictionary is a better one to call, better thing to call this than touch things. It's probably better, right? Touch points, touch dick. We have to do touch dick. We have to do touch dick. Yes. Don't name objects after their types. Oh dear. That's so good. Okay, wonderful. Touch dick it is. We've got so many touch dicks. We don't need to test. We don't need to have a tracking of how many touch dicks we have though. Joshmas, the player entity moved all the way to the dragging finger instead of the average between the static and dragging. That's not... It's not... That's not how that works, engine creation. If you're pressing the left side of the screen, the cube moves left. If you're pressing the right side of the screen, the cube moves right. And if the average is more left or more right, it will move all the way. The control scheme you're describing is the second control scheme I want to do. There's can I open this? What would this open in if I try to open this? But yeah, that's oops, don't save that. That's another control scheme I want to attempt. Where it's like here we go, this is better. Okay, this doesn't really explain it very well, but what you want is the top one where there's like wherever your finger is where the cube will go to. But the one we're doing at the moment is this bottom one where there's just two invisible buttons, essentially. If it's the left side, the cube goes left. If it's the right side, the cube goes right. So you can just sit there like this, right? At the bottom of the screen. But the control scheme you're describing is like, I have put my finger where I want the cube to go to. Yeah, I will also implement that control scheme. But this bottom one, I thought was simpler, so I was implementing that first. Okay, alright. I did it! We did it! Hooray! Thank fuck for that. Alright. What time is it? And what is the expected behavior when both buttons are pressed? Well, it's not... There aren't invisible buttons. It's like, look, you see this? It's like... If the position is over an invisible line, it goes left. If it's not over the invisible line, it goes right. So I guess if both buttons are pressed, it goes right. Right has the bias, I guess. If there's not two invisible buttons. It's like if you have two fingers and you press both of them, it takes the average position of both and determines whether that's on the left or on the right. That's literally what we were just fucking doing for like 20 million years. Oh dear. Okay, alright, very good. Okay, well, that was a lot of work today. A lot of just screaming at the thing and being confused why stuff doesn't work. But here we are. We've got movement and it works. We've got cubes, they can be hit. They give a point and they delete themselves when they get either collected or they fall off the screen. There's no lives or anything. There's no art. But, you know, we'll worry about that. Later. I want to get like difficulty and stuff done first. I also want to implement the other control scheme because this control scheme sucks, but for PC. But I mean, that would mean I would need to have an options menu, and then I need to start adding menus. So maybe that's tomorrow's thing. I might have a to-do then, and have a here's a thing, can I add a to-do in the text file and would it show up at the bottom of my Visual Studio? But anyway, yeah, this control scheme's kind of awful on PC, but on mobile this would be great. But yeah, there's cubes, I can hit them, I get points, they die. If they reach the bottom of the screen, they delete themselves. Like, once they're off the screens, we can't tell they're being deleted. Yeah. Fantastic. So in vague notes.txt, if I do to do, what did I just say? Add lives. This doesn't work. In the text file, nothing has happened. Okay, whatever. I'll put this in the options. Yeah. So I'll put it up here. To do, add options menu and add the other control scheme. Implement multi-threading. No. And then game controller, we need to... Oh, I already have lose a life here, so that's basically adding... That's like implement lives. Yeah, we don't need this anymore. I've implemented that. Yeah, I think that'll do. So main menu and the other control schemes tomorrow, just so I can test on PC a bit better. And then, yeah, we need to do implement lives, to do implement of alternate / slider control scheme, and to do this main menu. Implement difficulty. Implement some kind of difficulty scaling. Okay. Am I allowed to backseat for tomorrow's stream already? No. There's a task list that shows. Yeah, that's what I've got at the bottom. You can't see it because it's cut off, but it's on the bottom of the screen. I have it. Cool. That's good. Oh, and it says what class is it, which file it's in. Oh, that's so useful. I did not know about that in Visual Studio before. That's so good. I should put that there, though. That's better. Or maybe over there, actually. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's me done for today then. So, not as much progress as I would have liked, but I think most of it comes from just unfamiliarity with Godot. Like, it was a lot of, like, figuring stuff in Godot out, right? And I've also never made a touchscreen mobile game before. Like, I had to learn what dictionaries were and stuff, you know. So, I think this was pretty decent. If I was doing this in, like, Unity or XNA or something, or Monogame, I probably would have been a lot faster, but I've also never done touch input, so having multi-touch support was difficult. But yeah, thank you for all your help, chat. And I hope this is some kind of interesting video on YouTube, if it is a YouTube video. Put score above boxes. Oh yeah, that's another thing. To do figure out render order and put text above enemies. Enemies. There we go. Yeah. Alright. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I'll continue this tomorrow. Hopefully I'll make better progress when I, like, work on it 2 days in a row instead of, like, 1 day, 1 week, and then another day the next week and forgot everything I did. Yeah, I'm just glad it runs on mobile and everything, you know. I'm still just fucking amazed that it just launches on my phone and works. Alright, thanks a lot, guys. See you next time. Bye.